Good morning, good afternoon, or even evening, wherever you are. This is the 5th Immersal Mapping Clinic, and our mapping expert Awais Hassan is ready. As you guys know, we've had 4 previous episodes covering different aspects of visual positioning mapping, the mapping part of the process. From the basics to different devices to how to use Polycam with it and with all kinds of topics. So look those previous clinics up from our YouTube as well to dig deeper into those topics. But in this 5th episodes of the mapping clinic, we will dig deeper into indoor mapping and use cases like stadiums, indoor arenas, and even a huge railway station, which is in the example is in Helsinki. Cool. It's 11:02 Finnish time, so I will let you start, Awais. Go ahead.
Thank you. So my name is Awais Hassan, and welcome to our 5th mapping clinic. Previously, we have covered mapping with smartphones, like best practices, what should you do and what not to do. And we have covered workflow with like a BLK2Go device and the best mapping practices with BLK2Go, and map editing feature that was newly introduced, and real-time mapping, Polycam pipeline, how you can map with Polycam and upload to Immersal, and it will work perfectly fine. And we were asked a lot about the stationary cameras versus BLK2Go comparison, so we covered this also in our previously, I guess, in 4th mapping clinic. And also we had a lot of customers who had data already mapped with 360 cameras. So we covered the 360 pipeline already in our previously covered mapping clinics. So if you have any questions regarding that, you can go to our YouTube channel and have a look at those mapping clinic, or we have also our documentation available on our website, or you can send us an email and ask us any question, or you can ask in this webinar right now. All right. So as you know, we had recently Nokia radio use case. So our friends from Nokia shared this video. So this is publicly available video. You can have a look at what was the use case. They used our tech to navigate, through different corridors, where to guide the users. All the details that on what floor, what thing is available, all the directions, everything was digital, displaying some 3D content and details and everything. So it was very interesting, and we got a lot of questions that how to map indoor spaces, the complex spaces, and like stadium or Nokia Arena and things. And also we had some questions that how complex structure can be mapped. So previously we have covered best practices, but we have not in detail showed you how to do it, what to do, and in details. So we had queries like how to map airports or railway stations, metro stations, or big structures. So in this picture right here, you can see that there is on the left side there is metro station or in Helsinki. So it's a big metro station in -3 level, as you can see in this image. -3 is the yellow one. This is a metro station. Then there is a huge staircase up there, and then there is -2 basement there, and then you go further up and there is -1 basement. And then after that, you can go upstairs and there is a railway station and bus station and everything. On the right side image, there is a Google satellite view image. So after you are upstairs, the red outline is a separate map that was mapped with BLK to go. And then this purple one is inside station. Then there is the yellow one is VR station, and then green one is HSL station. So all these huge blocks, these are trains. So you can imagine the scale that as a lot of customers has like question how big scale we can map. So this is the scale and this is the complexity right there. So I will discuss in detail that how you can map it and how you can plan your routes and what are the best practices with my recordings. So let's jump back to the use cases. So stadium use cases, as a lot of customers ask that how to map stadiums. So because in stadiums are used for playing games. It could be soccer, basketball, ice hockey, or a lot of sports. And then there are also concerts are held in stadiums, and there could be also tech or business events. So the image right below is the image from Nokia Arena in Tampere. And on the left side, you can see there is some sports going on. On the right side, there is some business or tech event going on. So there are a lot of use cases around the stadiums. So that's why specifically we have a lot of questions. So we will cover this use case example. So Chief for Mapping Stadium, as you can see, this is the same place, but on the right side, it's crowded. On the left side, it's totally empty. There is like no one. So what's the best way to map it? So you should map the stadium when it is empty. There are not many people, but the lighting should be the same as it is going to be during the game. So it will be much easy to recognize those patterns. And focus on permanent features. For example, let's say if you focus on seats, you're taking pictures around 360, but there are seats. And on the right side image, you can see that seats are already filled. So there is no point to capture those, those areas. You can focus on the ground or pitch. So because there are permanent features. If there, let's say it's hockey, baseball, or cricket, or any kind of game, so the ground is going to stay same because of lines and rules, and it's going to stay same. So in this image, as you can see, everything has changed, and point of view is a bit different, but the ground, you can see it's always same. And the second thing you should keep in mind, like capture the features from the audience point of view. So you have to walk between these staircase all around while focusing on that ground where users are going to play, because you are going to make an app for the audience. So these features are going to stay, so it will be good practice and it will be easy to localize over there. And for example, map example, here I have recorded a video. It's not just about mapping indoors. For example, there are going to be thousands of attendees, and maybe they are going to attend the event for the first time, and they have no idea. And you want to, want the users to use your app, the only app, and they can use it for navigations and going to the event, maybe purchase some tickets or all that stuff. So here in this example, this is a railway station parking. So you can create a navigation from railway station, let's say, to that stadium. Here we have mapped all the area. There are, as you can see, some cars, and this road goes straight ahead. And these are the city blocks indicators right there, and you can see in detail. Let's increase some point cloud density, and you can see how big it is. Like it's almost like half a kilometer or 1 kilometer apart. And then there's a signal, and then you can enter the arena or stadium, whatever you are mapping. And over there, this is the one entrance, let's say. And then there could be some hotels, restaurants, or casino or something. And then there are a lot of entrances. Could be like the indication to navigate to the toilets or public areas or waiting areas or whatever. So this is the scale. So you can walk all the way from outside to inside seamlessly. So you should have overlapping areas, like for example, you can map the train station area in one go, the street in one go, and then you can map the indoor area, and you should have the overlapping area. So it can be easily merged. And while you're mapping the right side, you should walk on the left side and focus your camera on the right side and the front. So you know that you are capturing the features from the right side. As in this example, this is the street view you can see. So I walked on the left side and captured the features and the images on the right side. So I went all the way to there. You can see the road structure and everything. Then there's lobby area going inside. It's a beautiful scan. And then there is, you can map the inside of it. So it should have some overlaps. So it is easy to stitch the maps together, and you can plan smaller routes. It could be all this area. This is, I guess, the lobby. Yeah. So you saw this scan. This was from a recent project of an arena. So you can divide the map into smaller parts. Let's say on the left side, in the red, there is this railway station, like outside the railway station. So when the user comes out, you can he can open the app and navigate all the way to your destination. And then you can, in the green part, there is this street, and they can, because it should be connected all along. And then there is inside of that arena or stadium, and then you should have a little bit overlap, and it's good to go. And there are some other stadium use cases. For example, this one was from last year in Japan. So this was a huge stadium. It was, the first step is to map and get this point cloud, and to show the accuracy, you can see these small cubes. So it is very accurate. It was to test the accuracy, that how accurate can it display, and it showed very well. You can display scores, times of teams. You can show some digital celebrations to the users, and have show some advertisement, or maybe users can track their players live. You can purchase your favorite player's jersey online, or do whatever kind of stuff you want. So it's not just limited to showing some air content. So you can match plenty of things, and create whatever you want. If there is any physical space, so you can convert that physical space into AR and deploy the content however you want. And in this example, I have showed that what are the best ways to walk when mapping. As you know, there are like a walking staircase all along. So these yellow lines I have displayed, that you should walk all these patterns. So you will have image of the ground, or whatever target you are, if you choose that's going to stay over there. You can walk these patterns upside down and map the area, and those green line you can also walk in circles. So the area was less, so I only draw one line. So you can walk another pattern right above it. So you will capture more viewpoints. So in between these viewpoints, you will have captured almost all the viewpoints of the users, and the user can localize from that point easily. So main steps are for visual position for stadium can be divided into three parts. First up is mapping, as I showed you. Second is localization or testing. You can test it your way, or you can just download the mapper app and try to localize it to check, and then you can add your layer navigation, mini game, historical moment, or 3D visualizations, or maybe some any kind of fun activities you want. So that was the stadium use case for you. And now let's come to the complex indoor examples. So as I told you that it's a very complex structure over here, like very deep into the underground to up to like 3 basements, and then ground level, the indoor, outdoor, the huge area. So let's go through this example. So this is the structure as I showed you in that screenshot. So this is the railway station, HSL, that area, that this is the rear area. This is all the indoor, and then there is this basement and all the stuff. So I will go through step by step, and each step, how did I map, how did I stitch, and it will be much easy for you to understand. So here I have like overlapping area. And here, this is HSL. This is the outside. And then there is front area, the outside. And then this is the basement. This is under the road. This is -1, -2 basement. From this angle, you can see clearly. And then this is the staircase. And then there is this huge metro station underneath. So let's go to our first slide. So this is the metro area, that -3 basement as I showed you. We'll increase the density so you can see easily. So this is the point where I started mapping, right there, this tiny dot over here. Yeah, this is the point where I started mapping. And then this is a pattern I walked while mapping. So you can see these zigzag patterns that I always tell you, that walk in a zigzag format, and covered almost each and every viewpoint from here. And you see this is the staircase area, and I have, like, separated the staircase area from our -2 platform. So I have not included because this was a huge map. So I wanted to keep it separate because -2 level basement was a smaller one, and this was -3 was bigger one. So then we can go here, and you can see I attached that staircase to our upper basement. So we will have some overlapping area. So here you can see that this is -3 area from that metro station, and we have this. I started scanning from here, went all the way from the stairs to up there. Yes. So, and I walked all the way to there to -2. And these are the staircase. This is the staircase to -1 basement, because it's a complex structure. So you have to plan your route very carefully. So this is the pattern I walked. So I mapped all the way here to there. So I stopped from the -1 and -3, and I started from the -3. So I almost completed the loop. So always remember that completing the loop is critical for such complex structures. And as you can see, I covered the staircase of -3 here. I covered the staircase of -3, but -2 staircase I included into -1 basement. So all the complexity is not in just one single map. So here I scanned the -1 basement. It's a huge structure also. Over here you can see. So over here, yeah, from this angle you can see this pattern right over here. This is -2 basement. that is connected to -1 basement. So I included this staircase into -1 basement, because we have viewpoints from -2 all over to the ceiling of that building. So when I walked back there and I will look upwards, so we will have all the viewpoints right here. You can see the pattern clearly after reducing the point to the outside. And these are the pattern I walked. Yes. So this is all the patterns, completing the loops, going double, like one way or other way, and creating zigzag patterns, and walked into, I mostly walk on those paths where the, most of the public walks. So it will be much faster and easier to localize. So, and then there is this area, this corridor. You notice that I missed this part over here. So you will know in the next video why I missed here, because I tried to connect this area into our main floor, like ground level floor. So there was little bit this missing overlap, but I covered it. It was my mistake, but I covered it in my next map. So you can see in here. So this is the connection between the ground floor, -1 basement, and outdoor of the building. This area that I missed previously, and this is over here. I have mapped it completely. So we will have a huge overlap. You can see, yeah, so this is -1. Then I would walk upstairs over here to the inside of the metro station. It's like ground level and indoor. And then you can see this detail that I walk another staircase, and I walk all the way outside. And you can see these globes in the metro station if you ever been to the railway station. Yeah. So I walked all the way out, and you can see this is a basement, indoor and outdoor. So this is the map. This is the main component where I can stitch from inside to the outside and the basement into one map. So you should have one main overlapping area where everything can have some overlap and stick together. So this was a small area, and then now you can see this is the outside of the area, outside of the railway station. In my previous map, as you can see, this is the outside. Over here, this is the outside. So I have overlap with outside and inside, and this map can connect me to the outside, inside, and basement with a single map. I walked all the way from one point to all the way other, and here I have some overlap for the inside. As I told you that we would have some inside also, so I did not just connect it at the one point, so I will try to connect it at the multiple points. So here I walked a little bit inside the corridor, so I can connect it with the inside map. So we have overlap over here and overlap over here with the basement map. So we will have a perfect stitching. And when I walk over here, so I walk all the way. So I can, at this point, I can attach this map to HSL platform area and VR platform area. This area over here. Yeah. And then this is the inside map. So this is the inside map area, and it is connected to those previously map area. These are the globes that I was showing you earlier, and this is the gate I walked out of, and there is a staircase, but I kept it straight area, so I just walked. I did not have to climb any staircase. So completing the perfect loop and covering almost all those areas. This is that entrance area, basement, and front, and this is the outside over here, and everything is mapped accordingly. So this is the area where I walked in a previous map, and this is over here. This is the area. I walked into that one, and here we have some overlap. And also this area over here is also overlapping with that I walked out. Like here is like the last that corridor or waiting room. So I walked outside on the left side, also on the right side. So I will have overlap on the outside building and overlap on the VR side of the area. And I walked outside, so we will have some good overview. So this is the overlapping area with the VR side. It's a bit complex. You might be getting bored, but when you will see the final result, it's a good example. And yeah. Yes, so that video was getting like very big, so I divided it into two parts. Yeah, so and this one over here is the VR area of that covered shed. So over here you can see I walked a little bit inside of the inside area. So we will have overlap. Again, I walked inside over here, so we will have two overlaps. And then over here, again, I walked inside the door and mapped up to that right side of the map. So we will have perfect stitching. So the more overlapping area you have, so more easier it is for you to stitch the map. So now come to our final map, the HSL area. So there are two trains like HSL and VR. So we have this overlapping area over here. And in the same map, this is that area. And also this area is overlapping with the outside map of that railway station building. So this map is connected to three different maps because it can be connected to the indoor map when coming out, to the VR map, and also the outside map. So each map has like 2 to 3 overlappings. So walked all the way to there because there were, I guess, some trains and there were no trains, so I kept the route shorter. Yeah. And there was a lot of construction going on, so I missed this area over here because it was blocked somehow. So this is the final product we get. So this is that HSL area I just showed you previously, this one. This area is that one. And this is the VR area inside the shed over here. There was some construction going on, so it's not fully mapped, but you know the complexity, that how complex it can go. So it doesn't matter how complex is the map, so as long as you have planned it well, so it should not be difficult to map smaller areas and match them, stitch them together later on. You can see it's a huge basement, a huge staircase, and then to over there, all the way, perfect map. So there was overlapping over here, multiple overlappings for basement, upstairs, and over. So this is the complex structure example for you. And if you have any kind of questions regarding this one, or you have any custom queries that how should we map the area or something, so you can ask directly. And to show you that it did not show well that how complex the structure was, so I will show you this one. So this is basically the area that we mapped. These are the buses for the scale, for the reference that how big was the area. So mapped all the way to the outside. This is railway station, and all the way this is the covered area, and then there comes the HSL area and the VR area. And then there's another bus station, and all those like -3, -2, -1 basements are under this road. So you know well that how big was the structure. I hope it clears your point of view that how complex we can scan and how big we can go. And regarding your question, like we like new customers ask that how bigger area we can map. So for the comparison, here we have the this railway station area that it looks very huge and very complex. This one, so this area. This looks like very big, but this is not the only structure we have mapped. This is our scale that we have mapped. So we can go as bigger as much we want. So all of these blocks, these black, small boxes, these pink boxes are the street-based maps, and these are the block-based maps. So we have mapped everything well. So yeah, I hope it like clears all the questions. And here is like a simplified tutorial video. A lot of you were asking that these are the very complex examples or very lengthy ones. So we created a short tutorial video. It will be published soon on our YouTube channel. So let's go through this video quickly. So we just
Yeah, the audio on the video doesn't come through on the webinar, but there will be an audio explaining.
Yeah, there will be an audio explaining. Yeah, sorry for that. I don't know why it's not coming.
Yeah, I think it's typical.
I can explain. So for mapping hotspots, you can capture multiple viewpoints and move around in the shape of arc. And you can take mini arcs along the longer targets, and you can take less photos from the outside because it will cover larger area. Yeah, same example, like closer in, then and further out will be like larger area, point of view covered, so you can take less pictures. So for this venue kind of examples, as I showed you that that stadium use case, or this big shopping mall or a train station, you can contact us and just send us a picture or a video, and you can just ask us that how should we map the area so we can guide you. So the examples I showed you, these were the questions asked by our customers and our users, that how can we map these kind of things. So any kind of questions you have, you can share with us, and we can help you and let know others that what are the best practices. So you can just send your questions to us. So this is an example that you need to move your feet while mapping pictures. This is the correct way. If you just standing at one place and taking a picture around you, it will not create a good parallax. So the map would not work properly. So the lighting is important. If the lighting is clear, so you can get high quality images, so it results in a better quality of localization. So, and the importance of the feature, like as I told you in the stadium use case, that the ground or pitch or maybe scoreboard or some permanent feature, maybe advertisements or a few boards are going to be there permanently. So you can focus on those, so it can localize perfectly well. And avoid the noise like people and cars and things. So you should map from the point of view of the user. Again, we have covered the stadium example in here because we get a lot of questions about the stadiums. So these are, we have captured the images from the point of view of the audience from this different point. So these are the quick tips to get the high quality maps, and I hope it helps. Yep. Yep. Yes, so this was all from my side. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask us right now, or you can send us an email, or however you like, and we will be happy to help you.
Thank you, Avais. That was amazing. There are a couple of questions in the questions part, and they are related to the devices that were used for mapping. The first one is that what device did you use to scan the stadium? Was it with the mobile app or with the professional scanner?
We used BLK2Go because mobile scanner is if you are a beginner user or you are mapping a small test projects, that's good to go with the Mapper app. But it's much faster for the professional use. We usually use our BLK2Go, so it's much faster and the picture quality is very good with it. So we use BLK2Go.
I can add that that it is possible to, of course, like I said, it's probably quicker to do with the BLK2Go. But for example, in Japan this summer, a partner mapped a stadium, Nissan Stadium, for AR experience for concert goers, and they were using only mobile phones to scan it, and it worked really nicely. And
it is time
so
taking.
both are possible.
Yeah, it is time taking, but it's possible. So if you want the quicker results, the BLK2Go is the best option. But if you have plenty of time and you can, you want to calmly and relax, you have enough time to map it with a cell phone, so you can do it too. Yeah, as long as you are following all the rules.
Yes, there were good tips how to do that. The second question is concerning the station, the railway station example that you showed, Avais. Did you use the Leica scanner for that?
Yes, we did use Leica scanner because it's a huge and complex structure, so we used Leica scanner for that. BLK2Go. And remember that you should have overlapping area. Overlapping area is very important. So it will be much easier to, I can explain it in this video that for over here, like for example, you can see this area over here is like one huge map from the outside. But to attach to the inside, I created another map to connect it with the basement and the indoor and the outdoor.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Avais. There were really interesting examples of stadiums, this indoor stadium or indoor event space, and also the railway station, the huge structure with several different stores. And I really think that was useful for many people thinking about similar structures in their own use cases and own cities.
And also, like, if anybody has any question, they can send us an email or ask us, like, send us a picture or a video of that thing, and we will be happy to help and cover it. Yeah.
Exactly. There are always people on the Discord ready to help. Yeah. Thank you very much. We will have our next mapping mapping clinic in 1 month's time. So looking forward to seeing you there, and you will also get a recording of this mapping clinic shortly. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Avais. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye.